Hello everyone, today is December 22nd, 2021. Since Christmas is just around the corner, I decided to do a Christmas special that I will read children's Christmas short stories to you. So let's get started. The first story I'm gonna read is called The Night Before Christmas. You can see there are two little girls are sitting by the fire, waiting for the Christmas to happen. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in the hope that Saint Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. And you can see this Santa Claus. Also, children are sleeping in the bed, waiting for Christmas, waiting for Santa to come. There's a woman looking out of the window though. I just looking at the Santa. When out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter. I sprung from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of new fallen snow gave the luster of May-Day to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. Guess who that is coming? That's Santa. Oh look, Santa is looking right down the chimney, trying to get down the house. When a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rabid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted, and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, now Vixen. Oh Comet, oh Cupid, oh Donder, and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away. Ow. And you have a little kid with the toys, the horses. That's kind of fun. As dry leaves before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the house top the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and Saint Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and the pawing of each tiny hoof. Pawing of the hoof? You know, that's the reindeers. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney Saint Nicholas came with a bound. Santa came. Yeah, little Santa came down the chimney with a lot of toys. And Santa is carefully putting a doll into the basket. The gift basket. And all those little children are around the table, looking probably at a cake or something like that. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. Come on, you ride down the chimney, obviously you will have ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung at his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up in a bow, and the beard on his chin was as wide as the snow. You have these little symbols with the horses in it. And Santa flew away into other houses. the reindeer and the sleigh. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. And all those children are looking at the socks with their gifts inside. Santa went to another house with a full bags of toys down to the chimney. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled out the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprung to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night!" And the little children are still sleeping. And that's the night before Christmas. So next story is gonna be the night after Christmas. The night after Christmas? 'Twas the night after Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, excepting a mouse. The stockings were flung in haste over the chair, for hopes of St. Nicholas were no longer there, because Santa already came. The children were restlessly tossing in bed, for the pie and the candy were heavy as lead. Yummy, yummy. While Mama in her kerchief, and I in my gown, had just made up our minds that we would not lie down, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprung from my chair to see what was the matter. Away to the window I went with a dash, flung open the shutter, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of new fallen snow gave the lustre of noonday to objects below. And you can see there's a little horse with a little old man inside, when what to my long anxious eyes should appear but a horse and a sleigh, both old-fashioned and queer, with a little old driver, so solemn and slow, I knew at a glance it must be Dr. Bro. I drew in my head and was turning around, when upstairs came the doctor with scarcely a sound. He wore a thick overcoat made long ago, and the beard on his chin was white with the snow. He spoke a few words and went straight to his work. He filled all the poses, then turned with a jerk. That's the Dr. Bro. And the Dr. Bro up to the chimney, and laying his finger aside of his nose, with a nod of his head, to the chimney he goes. "A spoonful of oil, ma'am, if you have it handy. No nuts and no raisins, no pies and no candy. These tender young stomachs cannot well digest all the sweets that they get. Toys and birds are the best. But I know my advice will not find many friends, for the custom of Christmas the other way tends. The fathers and mothers, and Santa Claus too, and exceedingly blind, well, a good night to you." And I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "These feastings and candies make Dodger's bills right." And you have all those pictures with the little kids in Christmas. And that's all for today's 2 Christmas stories. I will have more Christmas stories for you tomorrow. I will see you later.